I feel like we need to change what this podcast is because now Ethan has a baby and can't see movies ever. So the title of I need to see that kind of works better for him because now he needs to only go see the movies he needs to see.
That's fun.
He doesn't have time for the B movies.
Yeah.
So
all he's doing is watching Harry Potter.
What do you think he is going to be watching?
Well, he said he and Madeline have been watching Harry Potter this week. They've rewatched the entire series. Yeah.
It's amazing how much, like, you don't have any free time, but you have so much time to just sit and watch movies while that baby sleeps or eats.
Yeah, because just sleeping and eating and pooping. That's like all they're doing.
That's all they do.
Yeah.
That's all they do. Let's sprinkle this, because Ethan's not here, let's sprinkle this episode with just, like, unsolicited advice for how to parent.
Oh, I can't wait.
Ethan, make sure you cut down on that screen time for that kid.
Yeah, and Ethan, if they want to get a cell phone, you should let them.
Yeah. Ooh, do you think Ethan's going to pierce his daughter's ears when she's, like, 3 months old?
That's a great question. I don't know. I don't know that if I see Madeline and Ethan being piercing ear parents, but maybe.
Oh, I don't see that, but I see Ethan getting a piercing before he pierces his child's ear.
I would love to see Ethan with one of those, the sternum piercings on his nose.
Oh, wow. I can't even imagine that. I'm just waiting for Ethan's midlife crisis where he pulls up in some red Corvette convertible and he has this long, like, Jesus cross piercing for some reason. And he has new teeth. He capped all of his teeth. And he has a tan.
Yeah. And
hair implants.
He's suddenly supporting Ted Cruz.
Yeah. Ethan loves Ted Cruz. Ethan's not here. This is I Need to See That, a podcast about movies. I'm Eli.
And I'm Caroline.
And Ethan is feeding his newborn baby. That's right. Ethan had his child. Please, if you are listening to this, send Ethan a present. Not for the, don't send it to the baby.
Just send Ethan one. Yeah.
Send Ethan the present. And that present is remembering to register to vote.
Yeah.
Today's going to be a real fun. We're going to talk about 2024 movies, the movies we've seen that we liked, maybe movies we didn't like. And we're going to do a mock Oscars. We're going to pretend the Oscars are tomorrow. And we're gonna give our nominations.
Yeah.
Sound fun? I think that sounds fun.
I think it sounds fun. Also because it's midway through the year when most of the Oscar movies haven't come out yet, so this is all gonna change.
I went back and skimmed through our "What movies are we excited to see in 2024" episode.
Yeah.
Caroline, do you remember what your top 5 looking forward to movies were?
Yeah, I know. Challengers number 1. I think Wicked.
No, Wicked was number 1.
Oh, Wicked was number 1, then Challengers. Yeah, and then Hitman, because I was so upset. I think I put the Carrie Coon movie that hasn't come out yet. And
no, you put Paddington in Peru.
Paddington. Oh yeah, because we said because it's coming out in the UK, and then Love Lies Bleeding.
Yeah, so you have 3 pretty solid movies. I know you didn't care for Hitman as much as me and Ethan did. But
yeah.
Challengers, Hitman, Love Lies Bleeding. That's a good 3.
I know. And I'm feeling pretty good about Wicked. The more trailers I'm seeing, I'm very excited.
I'm excited. I put Maxine, which I saw this week. I put See No Evil, which is coming out soon.
Okay.
I said The End, which I don't know is ever coming out. That's the Michael Shannon musical.
Oh, yeah.
Civil War, which we all loved and we're scared by. And then Terrifier 3, which is coming out later this year. And then Ethan hilariously put Furiosa as his number 1, which I don't think he liked.
Yeah.
Mickey 17, which is not coming out this year.
Yeah.
Nosferatu, which has the single greatest trailer I've ever seen and I'm really excited about. Beetlejuice. And Juror number 2. You know, Ethan's love of Clint Eastwood.
He loves him so hard. I can't believe Nosferatu is coming out on Christmas.
It's going to be so good.
I'm intrigued. I don't know a lot about it, but I'm intrigued.
It's going to be great. What are you looking forward? So not on this list. If you were to redo this list, what's your, other than Wicked, what are you looking forward to for the rest of the year?
Now that I feel really mad at myself for not including it with Gladiator 2. The thighs of Paul Mescal. We got Denzel Washington, who is just aged like a fine wine. Pedro, like, I think it's gonna be that one's gonna be a must see in theaters. And Twisters, I think I'm very excited about Twisters next week.
Twisters is coming out. By the way, listener at home, we're recording this on Friday, July 12th.
Mm-hmm.
As of right now, Twisters is not out, so we're not gonna talk about Twisters. We're not gonna talk about Deadpool. Who knows when this episode's gonna drop? Yeah. I think Twisters is the secret Monday night screening movie, though. So if you can get to an AMC or a Marcus Monday night.
Yeah.
But Twisters is gonna be a good time. It was shot on film. That's a big deal. They keep talking about that.
I know, and it's the director from Minari, and I really loved Minari. I feel like that's one we've not really talked about since the Oscars, but I really, really loved that. Do you have any that you're missing from your list that you feel like should be on there?
Yeah, I think the two from COD, The Substance and Anora.
Oh, yeah.
Those are going to crush. I just saw trailers for both of those. What else? What else am I really looking forward to? I'm intrigued by the Andrew Garfield, Florence Poops movie.
Yeah.
The one that's just going to destroy me.
Yeah, I think I was excited. And then I think it's just, I don't know. I think it's such a lazy plot point at this point where it's like clear. It's like, oh, one of them's going to die. Like, great. There's other ways, I think, to emotionally manipulate us where that's not the only option. But that's my
Do you remember the Emilia Clarke movie that had a similar trailer and it turns out she was dead the whole time? He was dead the whole time.
Last
he was
Christmas?
like, yeah. Was that what it was? Wow.
Yeah.
What a movie.
I know. Well, I was just thinking about that because I was telling a friend about, do you remember the movie Return to Me with Bonnie Hunt?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's basically the same movie, but Return to Me is a lot better. Bonnie Hunt wrote and directed it, which I didn't realize.
I was going to say my most looking forward to movie is Horizon Part 2. But it's no longer coming to theaters. So what am I going to do, Caroline?
Is it going to be on Paramount Plus as just a secret bonus season of Yellowstone?
I want it to just be a CBS show. I want them to just cut it up, make it a show.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
I didn't see it. Did you see Horizon 1? You did, didn't you?
If I didn't, Ethan did.
Oh,
Ethan's a known Kevin Costner fan.
See, this is the problem with children. Now Ethan will never see Horizon Part 1.
Well,
no more kids.
You know what?
I'm banning children.
Yeah, well, because Horizon Part 1, I'm assuming, will be on streaming within a week. So then maybe it's what his child will fall asleep to. That'll be the new bedtime story, is Horizon Part 1.
I hope I see it eventually after talking so much trash on it and just fucking love it. I hope I just love this movie.
I'm hoping it's like a real-life Oregon Trail. That's kind of what I'm hoping it is. Everyone gets dysentery.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
Why hasn't that been made into a movie?
It seems like I would, if we're following the Barbie train, I feel like Oregon Trail seems like an easy franchise to pick from.
It could even be like a cheesy kids movie, like a kid finds, like a Jumanji situation. They find an old cartridge, start playing Oregon Trail, find themselves with dysentery in a wagon.
Yeah. I just had the thought, it's like, oh God, a child finds a floppy disk and then they first have to ask, what is this and how do I use it?
By the way, that's another movie I want to pitch is Jumanji, but you follow the kid into the jungle. You don't stay in the real world. You get the jungle perspective. One day. One day Hollywood will listen to me.
I know. Well, it's kind of like, do you remember a Page Master?
Yes, exactly. I want another Page Master.
Page Master ruled. If you haven't thought about Page Master, I don't know if it's streaming anywhere, but I loved it.
What a great movie.
Yeah.
That was a big sleepover movie for me.
Oh yeah, Whoopi Goldberg
Page
was
Master.
The fairy book. Tim Curry was the pirate. Then there was the third book. I can't remember who the third one was.
Tim Curry's always the pirate.
Yeah. He's always a pirate, yeah.
What movies have you seen recently, Caroline? Or any movies you want to talk about?
Should I talk about the fact that I saw Jaws for the first time?
I can't believe you saw Jaws for the first time. Was it as idiots?
No, we just watched it at home.
Okay.
Watched it on Peacock. It's streaming. All the Jaws are streaming on Peacock. I would like to see it in theaters next year, though, because it's a 50th anniversary. So I do think I want to see it with a crowd, but I loved it. I felt very pro shark. And I think that Jaws could have killed more people.
You think Jaws should have... Are you mad that you didn't see the shark? Is that...
No, I just think I feel, especially since the Titanic submersible, I think we shouldn't be disturbing the ocean, and it's his habitat, so they deserve to die.
Yeah, I'm on Jaws' side.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Also, that mayor was such a jerk.
I know. I was trying to figure out his suits, but yeah, Richard Dreyfuss, it was like very fun to see early him. But I think Roy Schneider is like the sleeper hottie in the movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So good. Would you add Jaws to the list of movies that would be better if they kissed?
I think so. I think I was thinking at some point on the boat, either, if not them, but maybe the weird guy, the one that dies, he probably should kiss both of them before he dies.
Okay.
The one running the boat. I don't remember what his name was.
This is why I love Caroline reviews. This is great. This is perfect. But overall, did you like Jaws?
I loved it. Yeah, I gave it 4.5 stars on Letterboxd. I really loved it. Yeah, it was a great time. I feel sad I hadn't seen it, but it was very fun to get to see a classic like that for the first time. And I actually was shocked I hadn't had it spoiled. So because all I knew was the one line where we're going to need a bigger boat, but it's actually you're going to need a bigger boat. So I think that was like a weird, I don't know, Mandela effect of like what people think the quote is, but I loved it. If you haven't seen Jaws, go see Jaws.
Well, podcast listeners, you heard it here first. Jaws is good. We did it.
We did it. All right, podcast done. But recently, I'm trying to think of the most recent new movie I've seen that I loved. I guess we didn't talk about I Am Celine Dion. I really loved it. I saw in theaters. I
heard it's a tough watch.
Yeah, it's a tough. So they do a medical, like there's a alert at the beginning of the movie where they tell you you're going to see a medical situation, and you think it's something you see in the first 5 seconds of the movie, and then nothing happens. But then the last 20 minutes, it's just very unfiltered with how they show Celine Dion handling stiff person syndrome. It's on Amazon Prime. I saw it in theaters for the weekend. They showed it in theaters, and Celine Dion's like one of those legends, and like I think we take for granted like a lot of these people that have been with us throughout our lives. I mean, since like Titanic was such a cultural moment, and to see someone not be able to access their art form and how much that like her voice is a part of her and she can't sing. It's I think for anyone who does art, it's like it makes you think a lot about like what if you can't have access that part of yourself anymore. But she's just so watchable. But it's definitely a tough watch, but I wholly recommend it.
That's great. Yeah, I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about Kinds of Kindness?
Yeah, if we have to.
So your relationship with Yorgos is mixed, right? You did not like
Poor
what was
Things.
the last one called?
Poor
my brain hurts.
Oh yeah.
You did not like Poor Things, but you liked The Favorite?
I loved The Favorite and I loved The Lobster, which I just saw for the first time.
Okay.
Yeah. And you liked Poor Things.
I've liked every single one of his movies.
Okay.
So he started making movies that were a little bit wilder than your Lobsters or your favorites.
Mm-hmm.
I think Killing of a Sacred Deer is an incredible movie. I think Dogtooth is an incredible movie that you will never watch. Kinds of Kindness is probably the hardest of his movies to watch.
Mm-hmm.
I think. I mean, it's 3 movies, right? It's one of those
3
deals.
short films. Yeah.
It's 3 short films. It's also with the same cast. Which of the three did you like the most? The first one?
Yeah, the first one. I think that was the one that had sort of the best through line of the three. And it was the most Jesse Plemons heavy. And I'm always wanting more Jesse Plemons.
Yeah, and Jesse Plemons just crushes that role for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say about Kinds of Kindness without spoiling. God damn it. This is what's going to happen. Ethan's going to edit this, and he's going to loop that. It's going to be like 5 minutes of me trying to say the word spoiling.
I know. He's going to now have AI Eli.
Spoil. I don't want to spoil this movie. I gave it a C-. Is that fair? You gave it an F-.
Yeah, I think that's very generous. I think after seeing this and Poor Things within the last year, my question is, I don't know if Yorgos likes women, and that's sort of like what I've been taking away from the last two movies, especially. I think this is sort of, we're spoiling like a trigger warning going into just seeing like a sexual assault on film like that, just kind of like thrown in there. It felt like it didn't feel like there was any need for us to see that, and I don't know that it helped the story at all. And sort of like, especially once that happened, I very much checked out and then realized, oh, there's still another hour and a half of the movie, we still have a whole other story to get through. So it just felt like it was never going to end. I wish he picked one story and had developed that, and then maybe it would have been a more successful venture. But doing three sort of half-baked ideas made it very hard to justify the 3 hours I was in the theater for. But I'll say some of the best AC I've had a movie theater in weeks. So there was at least that.
Oh, there you go. You got the AC.
Yeah.
I think the acting is good, if nothing else. Like, Emma Stone is unreal, as always. Jesse Plemons can do no wrong.
Yeah.
Always good to see Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
We all know how I feel about Margot Qualley.
Oh, yeah. And Joe Alwyn is not in it nearly as much as everyone was making a big deal out to be about the movie.
Yeah, but he's pretty scummy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's Kinds of Kindness. Do you need to see that? I don't know. I don't know.
I think you're fine. I think you might be better off.
I think you're
would
okay.
Yeah.
But, there's a movie I need to talk about, which is Maxine, which was my top number one looking forward to movie of the year this year. It is the third in Ty West's batshit horror franchise that he's created. The first being X, the second being Pearl. Maxine is a direct sequel to X. It takes place in the 80s. It is a giallo serial killer. It's a video nasty. It's an 80s VHS video nasty. And I loved it. I did. People are mixed on it because they are comparing it to X or Pearl. I will say I prefer X and I prefer Pearl to Maxine.
How would you rank the three?
This is hard. For me personally, Pearl is number one.
Okay.
Pearl is number one specifically because of the ending monologue, followed by the smile throughout the credits is one of the fun. Like, that is an image that is burned into my head. X is number two. That is a great movie. That is a perfect Texas Chainsaw Massacre-ish genre film. And Maxine is a perfect video nasty. It is a giallo, late 70s, early 80s, mid 80s. It draws the line between those horror genres. And I think it does it incredibly well. I think it tries to not be as prestigious as X and Pearl were. Not that X and Pearl were trying to be prestigious. They were very much extremely cheap. Pearl was shot because they had extra time after they filmed X. That's why they filmed the movie Pearl.
Okay.
They wrote it really quickly and filmed it on the sets because they had it. They had the location. Why not do it? Maxine is its own world, even though it is a sequel to X. And it is a completely different genre than what X is doing. It's trying to be a movie you would watch on VHS in your friend's basement in the late 80s. That's what it is trying to be. And I think for that reason, I loved it so much. The gore effects are unreal. There is one scene in an alleyway that will make you scream out loud. Actually, Caroline.
Yeah.
Trust me. Trust me.
Yeah.
I know the things you like. I know the things you don't like.
Yeah.
Please see the movie Maxine just for the alleyway scene.
Okay. Will it be streaming in a week?
Trust me.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
It's A24. They usually take their time.
Okay.
Kevin Bacon is chewing every piece of scenery. Giancarlo Esposito is chewing every piece of scenery. Barbie Cannavale and Michelle Monaghan have like basically extended cameos, but they are chewing every piece of scenery. Elizabeth Debicki is chewing every piece of scenery.
Yeah.
Like, it's an incredible cast.
Yeah, it's stacked.
I get why people are kind of mixed on it because it is not X or Pearl.
Yeah.
But looking at it as its own thing, I really liked it. It's cheesy. It's not going to be on my top 10 movies of the year, but I really liked it.
But it holds a special place in your heart.
And when Maxine was done, I tried to get into the movie Longlegs, but it was sold out. So I was like, maybe I'll find it at a different theater. Every single theater was sold out, so I had to see it the next night. I came on this podcast and lamented about how I saw 2 movies in a row, Furiosa and Babes, all by myself in a movie theater because no one was seeing theaters and no one was seeing movies.
Yeah.
And I was freaking out that the theaters were all going to get shut down. There was a movie that came out this weekend as of recording of this podcast that I couldn't get into because it was sold out. And it was a relatively independent movie, Longlegs. Caroline, are you interested in seeing Longlegs at all?
Is it a Neon movie or am I thinking of Cuckoo?
Longlegs, I think might be Neon.
Okay.
Or is it A20? No, it's Neon.
It's Neon?
It's Neon, right?
Okay. I think so.
Let me double check. It's Neon. Yes, Longlegs is Neon. Maxine is A24. Longlegs is Neon.
Longlegs is Neon. Because I feel like in Neon, they're doing what I will say in comparison to what I feel like A24 is doing right now. Like, I feel like A24 is dumping like a lot of these movies in theaters. And I think like Neon, like with this immaculate, I'm trying to go over some of the other good Neon movies that have come out lately, but they've done a good job of sort of like building the hype around them. And I think like, because Immaculate was packed the weekend I saw it. And then your experience with Longlegs. So I think that's like bodes well, I'm hoping, for this movie season. But I don't know if it's for me immediately. I'm waiting to hear more people. I want to hear more what people say about it. It might be something like I need to see that at home.
So Neon also famously has like continuously bought the Cannes Palme d'Or winners. Like, Neon is unreal about buying good movies. Here's the thing about Longlegs. It was pitched as this is the scariest movie you're ever going to see. That's what was all over online. That's why the hype is so high. Do I think it was overpitched to me? Yes, 100%. Did I love it, love it, love it? Yes, I really did. I really loved it. People are going to watch this movie and either love it or hate it. It's because it sets itself up as like a Silence of the Lambs-y / Zodiac-y hunting a killer movie. Okay. And then about a quarter of the way in, it flips itself and it's a different type of movie.
Interesting.
And so you can't watch it as because you watch those movies and you think, I'm a detective too. I'm going to solve this case before they do. You can't do that in this movie. It's a little bit different. Yeah. Not all the pieces are going to come together in the end. But if you go in saying, I want to see things I don't know if I've ever seen before, I want to see scenes that are going to get burnt into my brain. I want to see Nicolas Cage batshit fucking crazy for Nicolas Cage. Yeah. Like, it's a different standard. This is this isn't just like this actor went crazy. This is Nicolas Cage, and I'm saying it's a batshit performance.
Oh my God.
that should mean something to you. It's,
yeah.
I loved it.
Is this
loved it?
Is this Osgood Perkins' first big feature? Okay.
No, he's done a couple others. So this is directed by Osgood Perkins. Many people will say, oh, that's the son of Anthony Perkins, who played Norman Bates in Psycho. Yes, it is. Some people will say, oh, that's the brother of famed singer Elvis Perkins. Yes, it is. I will say, it's the guy from Legally Blonde.
It's David.
It's David. But he also directed, I think this is his fifth movie or something. He did the, remember the Hansel and Gretel movie with, what's her face? Sophia Lillis?
Oh, vaguely. Yeah.
I think it was, I want to say it was a COVID movie, but that could have come out in like 2018 and just got buried.
Yeah. Who knows?
He's not a bad director. I think Longlegs is by far his best movie I've seen.
Yeah.
Of the movies I've seen of his.
It's exciting. I'm glad. Well, I'm glad I know it's hard for those kind of movies to live up to the hype, but I'm glad you had such a great movie going experience seeing it.
Yeah, will I say it's the scariest movie I've ever seen? No.
Yeah.
Is it a movie that I'm going to go out and tell non-horror fans to see? Like when speaking of, was it Micah Monroe? Is that how you say her name?
I think so. Yeah.
Speaking of her, like when It Follows came out, I ran to everyone and said, go see It Follows. I don't care if you like horror movies or not. It's incredible. Yeah. Am I going to do that for Longlegs? Probably not.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
Yeah.
So.
That's great. Well, it's like nice to see. I'm like, especially right now in a month where it feels like only sequels are coming out, for a like solo entity to come out and be so everyone be excited about.
Yeah, I hope it does okay at the box office. I mean, what is it? Inside Out 2, it already crossed $1 billion. It's like 1.3 billion. So
yeah,
the box office is in a good spot right now. So this is the Oscars, of course, hosted by John Mulaney.
Oh yeah, and Nick Kroll.
and Nick Kroll.
Yeah.
Ooh, that could be good. They did the Independent Spirit Awards before, and they were very funny.
I think it's nice to have a duo. You can do banter. We can, it splits up the responsibility.
It's like a 50-50. It sometimes works, it sometimes doesn't work.
Yeah.
So it really depends. I think John Mulaney solo would do a good job. But what do I know? They don't pay me to do that. All right, I'm going to give you my best... We're going to start in grand Oscar tradition of Best Supporting Actor. I'm going to give you my list of Best Supporting Actor, okay?
Okay.
Oh, you know what? I just realized I wrote down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to cut it down to 5, and then I'll tell you the ones who just missed out. Here are my nominees for Best Supporting Actor first half of 2024. That's what year it is. Yes.
Yeah.
Mike Feist for Challengers. Josh O'Connor for Challengers. Nicolas Cage for Longlegs. Clarence McClin for Sing Sing. And Richard Roundtree for Thelma. Quick note about Clarence McClin. So Sing Sing is about prisoners at Sing Sing prison who are in their theater department and put on plays. Clarence McClin playing himself. He was a prisoner at Sing Sing who is part of the theater program, and he puts on an unreal performance in Sing Sing.
Oh, I'm on the edge of my... I can't wait.
The people who I have just missing out on Best Supporting Actor, for me, I have Tom Hardy in The Bike Riders. I have Ed Harris in Love Lies Bleeding, eating bugs. And I have Austin Butler in Dune 2. I thought he was really good.
Yeah, you're going to see some overlaps on my list. So I have Mike Feist, Challengers. Josh O'Connor, Challengers. Austin Butler, Dune. Ed Harris, Love Lies Bleeding. And then wild card, Frodo the Cat in Quiet Place Day One.
Oh, over Richard Roundtree.
Oh, yeah, Richard. Okay, they can tie.
Who is currently flipping over in his grave that he lost to a cat.
I thought Frodo did a fantastic job in a movie that I thought was very mid.
Who's your winner?
I think right now, I'm leaning Mike Feist.
Wow.
Yeah. Who are you thinking?
I would imagine Josh O'Connor, but that's because he might pop up later on in my list too. My winner, if I got to choose, is Clarence McClin for Sing Sing.
Yeah.
It's a special performance. I'm tearing up just thinking about him.
Oh, I can't. I'm so excited.
All right. Supporting actress. I'll give you my 5.
Okay.
This one I actually only did 5. Zendaya in Dune 2. Dolly DeLeon in Ghostlight. Now, this next one I feel weird about because this performer's pronouns are they, them.
Sure.
But because the Oscars are still gender-based, I put them here. This is Bridget Lundy Payne in I Saw the TV Glow.
Ooh, okay.
Then I also have Katie O'Brien in Love Lies Bleeding.
Mm-hmm.
And then Alicia Witt in Long Legs. Yes, she delivers a performance I never knew she was capable of. I love her, but she's unreal in Long Legs. Who are your supporting actresses?
Okay, I would say Rebecca Ferguson, Dune, Zendaya, Dune, Tilda Swinton, Problemista, Katie O'Brien, Love Lies Bleeding. I'm doing this a little bit out of order because I'm trying to remember. I'm looking at my movies. And it's hard because we're at the point of the year where we haven't seen all of the great movies that have come out yet. So then I think we'll say wild card, Michelle Buteau, Babes. A wild card.
Yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
Who do you have winning? Who's your winner?
I think of those 5, honestly, Tilda Swinton in Problemista gave such a unhinged Miranda Priestley-esque performance, but it has other layers to it. Did you get to see Problemista?
I have not yet, but I will. I know it's streaming currently.
Yeah, I can't recommend enough. I think it's on Max now, probably. Julio Torres, his imagination is I would love to live in his brain for a day, but she gives such a fun performance, and I appreciate it because she apparently specifically watched a lot of Real Housewives for it, which then led her to meeting Luann from Real Housewives in New York, and they hung out in Scotland together for a day.
I'm in love with this story. That's amazing.
So 10 out of 10, I recommend Problemista.
Of my supporting actress nominations, I think there is one who will actually be in there at the Oscars next year, which is Zendaya for Dune 2. So I'm going to give it to her.
Yeah.
Lead actor. You ready?
Yeah.
Let's see how weird I get.
I know. I don't know if that I have a full 5 for this yet, but we'll make it work.
It's fine. Coleman Domingo for Sing Sing.
Mm-hmm.
Chicago's own Keith Kupferer for Ghostlight. Josh O'Connor for La Chimera. Hitoshi Omika for Evil Does Not Exist. And Justice Smith for I Saw the TV Glow. I think that's a pretty solid 5 actors.
That's a pretty solid 5. I feel pretty good about that. Let's see. Okay. I think where I'm at right now. Okay. Timmy for Dune 2. I think that's probably maybe the most serious of these nominations that will go. You know what? Martin Lawrence in Bad Boys, Ride or Die. Because you know what? It was an underrated, very fun comedic performance. What unexpected summer blockbuster fun. Jude Law and Firebrand, giving one of the most revolting performances I have ever seen as Henry VIII. I don't ever want to see Jude Law's butt ever look like that ever again in my life. It was a jump scare. Between that and The Gout were honestly 2 of the most disgusting things I've seen on camera this year. The way
Speaking of butts, can I tell you, I farted recently and Michelle said my butt has Tourette's. All right, go back to you.
I have more follow-up questions about that. Get Michelle. Is Michelle available? Get her on the pod. Let's see. Okay, that's 3. I've seen mostly women movies. This is very hard. We'll say Dev in Monkey Man. He gave a great, fun leading performance. And my final wild card, although I haven't seen it yet, we're going to say Glenn Powell and Twisters, because I just know I'm going to have a good time next week.
Yeah, you're just going to love him.
I'm just going to love him, yeah.
So are you giving the Oscar to Timmy then?
Yeah, I think I'm giving the Oscar to Timmy. That's the most serious of my nominations.
I'm giving the Oscar to Coleman Domingo. Although, don't sleep on Hitoshi Omika. He might be able to slip in there come Oscar time. I do think Evil Does Not Exist will make some noise. But Coleman Domingo Sing Sing, not only am I picking him to win here, I still think he might win next year, depending on how other things go.
And that's coming out in limited releases July 12th. Do we know if it's going to expand next weekend or the weekend of the 19th?
I am not sure, but it should.
Yeah, and Ghostlight.
That's A24. They're saying that's going to be the Past Lives this year, where it just is the A24 movie.
Okay, that makes sense. And Ghostlight, do we know if that's going to be streaming anywhere, or because it was in theaters for a week and then it was gone.
It should be streaming soon. Okay. I'd be surprised if it isn't.
Yeah.
Very similar movies, by the way, Sing Sing and Ghostlight.
Yeah.
Lead actress. I have Jodie Comer in Bike Riders. Doing her best Mike Feist impression. Zendaya in Challengers. Kristen Stewart in Love Lies Bleeding. June Squibb in Thelma. And Micah Monroe in Long Legs. That's right, I got her in there.
You got her in there. Oh, that's a pretty good list. Okay, so my best actress, Zendaya Challengers. Anne Hathaway, The Idea of You.
I played with that idea.
Yeah. Kristen Stewart, Love Lies Bleeding. June Squibb, Thelma. And Olivia Colman in Wicked Little Letters. What's such a delightful film that she gives a really fun, unexpected comedic performance. And I would put Jessie Buckley on the cusp for that movie as well.
Would she be supporting? I'm not sure.
They both were... You could go either way with them being lead, I think. Yeah.
I give the win to June Squibb. Give it to her.
Yeah, give it to June. But also, it would be fun to see Anne Hathaway get an Oscar for The Idea of You. So which I saw A Family Affair, and it's a not as good Idea of You, but it's still fun.
Yeah, it's not as good.
Yeah, but if you have 2 hours to kill and you want to sit inside, I do recommend.
His face is so distracting. Zac Efron's face is so distracting.
It makes me sad as someone who really grew with High School Musical. It's really tough to watch. I think his face made sense in Iron Claw. I'm just kind of hoping the filler and things are starting to fade a bit.
I tried to do adapted screenplay and original screenplay, but I don't know what is what. So this is my attempt at adapted screenplay. If you're listening to this screaming, that's an original, or when I go through the originals, you go, that's adapted. Just shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. I don't give a shit. But this is my attempt to try to do it. This was everyone turning off the podcast because I told them to shut the fuck up. Best adapted screenplay, I have Dune Part 2. I have Bike Riders. I have Fall Guy. I have People's Joker. That's right. I went for it.
Oh, wow.
And I have Sing Sing.
Amazing. I don't know that I've seen enough adapted yet, so I might just have to say Dune is my one and winner. I think everything else is original that I've seen so far. Yeah. Yeah.
And I give it to Sing Sing. Original screenplay, I put Ghostlight, Challengers, Gasoline Rainbow, which is a movie I'm not sure even had a screenplay, but I was addicted to it. Thelma, Babes, and I also put Evil Does Not Exist. I recognize that that's more than 5.
That's okay. This is our Oscars. We get to do what we want. Okay, Babes, Challengers, Problemista, Love Lies Bleeding, and Thelma. I'm surprised you didn't put Hitman on yours.
Yeah, I didn't put Hitman. I don't know why.
Yeah.
That would have been adapted. And that probably will get a nomination eventually.
Yeah. I could see that. What is your winner for original?
I'm giving it to Evil Does Not Exist.
Ooh. I love. I think my heart's saying Challengers, but I like Problemista in an upset.
Perfect. Best Director. I have Luca Guadagnino for Challengers, Denis Villeneuve for Dune 2, Hamaguchi for Evil Does Not Exist. I forgot how to say his first name. Ryusuke Hamaguchi for Evil Does Not Exist. Jane Sjogren for I Saw the TV Glow. And I went Vera Drew for People's Joker. Did I love that movie? I don't know yet. But I respect what they did and that they got away with it. And they deserve to be recognized for writing and directing.
Do you think that's we're gonna see People's Joker on the award circuit?
People's Joker was on a lot of people's number one on a lot of people's list. When I was reading through people's like best of 2024 so fars. I don't think so, but
yeah,
it's still fun to dream.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Like I said, I don't know if I can recommend it. I don't know if it's good. Yeah. I watched it. It stuck with me. I don't know if it's good, but I respect it. And
that's art, baby. Let's see. Best Director, I'm in Luca Guadagnino, Challengers. Denis Villeneuve for Dune 2. The way he directed that worm, incredible. Rose Glass, Love Lies Bleeding. Josh Margolin for Thelma. And you know what? Why not? The boys, the RB boys, Adil and Bilal for Bad Boys for Life. No, Bad Boys Right Away. Yeah, it was fun. They kept the spirit of Michael Bay.
And for Batgirl. They also get it for Batgirl.
Yeah, it was really fun. I can't recommend it. Bad Boys, yeah, it was really fun.
As much as I love Luca and Challengers is a thing, I feel like this is Denis Villeneuve's year.
I agree. Yeah, it was.
Dune 2.
Yeah, it was such a spectacle to see in theaters. I don't see it. It's hard to see who else is like competing with him at this point.
I do think the first three directors I named will be on the ballot next year.
Yeah.
Denis Villeneuve for Dune 2, Luca Guadagnino for Challengers, and Ryusuke Hamaguchi for Evil Does Not Exist.
Good.
Don't sleep on Hamaguchi. I feel like I'm butchering his name. Don't sleep on him. He's the guy who did Drive My Car, which got nominated for every Oscar.
Yeah.
Evil Does Not Exist is very good. And the ending is going to make everybody talk. Because it is a very, very polarizing ending. Probably the most polarizing ending I've ever seen.
When is that? Do they have a release date for it?
I think it's playing limited now in some places.
Okay. Cool. Exciting.
Okay. Best Picture. I picked my 10, which
are we doing 10? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. All
Challengers. Right. And this does not, by the way, this does not necessarily mean this is my top 10 of 2024 so far. No. There are some movies that will definitely slip in here and some will definitely not be in here. This is just what my Oscars Best Pictures are. Challengers, Dune 2, Evil Does Not Exist, Gasoline Rainbow, Ghostlight, I Saw the TV Glow, La Chimera, Love Lies Bleeding, Sing Sing, and Thelma.
That's a pretty good list.
It's a pretty good 10.
Yeah, it's a pretty good 10.
Long Legs would be my number 11.
Oh, okay. Based off of my current rankings, all right, we're going to say Babes, Challengers, Dune 2, Love Lies Bleeding, Thelma, Problemista, and we'll cut the list there because we don't have to have 10.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, 10 is suggested. Yeah.
Who's your winner?
I think right now my winner is Challengers.
I think my winner is Challengers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think we gave director to Denis Villeneuve. Am I saying his name right?
Denis Villeneuve.
My tongue.
I think it's
my
Denis.
tongue is broken. Denis Villeneuve.
Yeah.
Florence Poops. I think we gave director to Denis Villeneuve. I think it's Challengers. I think Challengers is the movie of the year.
Yeah, it was electric. It was original. It was so fun to see in theaters. I mean, I saw it 3 times. And I could stand to see it 3 more times. It's the one that still left the biggest impact on me at where we're at in the year. But obviously, we have 5 more months of movies to look forward to, and we're so lucky.
Hell yeah! Let's see what happens the rest of the year. Anything else you want to say, Caroline?
What movies are you looking forward to seeing the next week?
I want to see Deadpool. I'm serious. I've been joking about it so much, but there is so much on the line with this movie that, like, I really hope I look on Rotten Tomatoes and it's at like 15% or something like that. Like, I am an agent of chaos, and I want to go see a shit show movie, but I want to see them trying, and I'm excited to see them trying. I think the last couple Marvel movies I saw in theaters, your Ant-Man and Wasps, your Thor, Love and Thunder, those are some of the worst movies I've ever seen. And so I'm really excited to see what happens when their back is so against the wall that they need something to win.
I mean, and they've really got Hugh and Ryan like pounding the pavement right now, it feels like, for this movie. And I'll say at AMC specifically, because I am an A-list member, they are doing, like, in addition to the regular trailer, they've done a like AMC specific sort of like turn your movie off trailer for the movie. So really, you can really feel the money that they're putting into it to really make it work. So I'm curious to see how it does.
The real movie I'm really looking forward to is The Substance and Anora, the 2 movies from Cannes. Like, those are the ones that I need to see. If anyone listening to this has a screener review with them, I'd love to see it. I will sell my soul. I will come out and say, like, hey, go see this movie, even if I don't like it. That's the kind of critic I am. If you give me free things, I will sell your movie.
There you go. You heard it here first. He will Death Becomes Her. I did see on Variety's shortlist, they're putting Demi as one of the best actress shortlist for Substance.
That'd make me very happy.
Yeah.
That was the buzz. Also, there's the other movie from Cannes where, what's the name of it? It's, what's her face just won an award for it.
Zoe Saldana and Selena Gomez.
Yeah, Selena Gomez is who I was thinking of, but yeah.
Yeah, the 3, it's called like 3 Women. No, it's like something like that. I was just looking at this because they said, I think what's interesting, what they've said about this movie is how they're trying to figure out how to nominate them. I'm very intrigued by that one. That one's going to be on Netflix, I believe, what I read. I think I'm going to see Fly Me to the Moon this week. I don't know if it's going to be good or not, but you know,
the movie's called Emilia Perez, by the way.
Emilia Perez. Okay, yeah, no worries. I've missed kind of seeing Scarlett Johansson in these kind of roles, so I'm kind of looking forward to seeing that.
And I would rather stick needles inside of my eyeballs, but to each their own. And I can't wait to hear what that movie it does for you. I think you'll really like it.
You know, if anything,
I will really like sticking needles inside of my eyeballs.
It's part of your nightly skincare routine.
Yeah. Stick needles in my eyeballs.
Yeah.
I'll probably see this week. What's that new Apple movie that just came out?
Oh, Lady Dance with Lily Gladstone?
Yeah, I'll probably see Lady Dance. It's downloaded on my phone right now.
Or is it Fancy Dance or Lady Dance?
Fancy Dance.
Fancy Dance, yes.
I think I will see Fancy Dance this week. It's downloaded on my phone right now, and it's getting really good reviews.
Yeah.
And I love her, so I'm really excited to see it. Lily Gladstone, that is.
I don't know. It's definitely not coming out this year, but seeing the buzz around the movie she and Bowen just finished filming, Bowen Yang, I'm very excited about that next year.
Oh.
It's the remake
Sounds
of
good.
it's a rom-com. Hold on, Lily Gladstone. The Wedding Banquet.
Okay.
Directed by, it's a remake of Ang Lee's 1993 movie, and Andrew Ahn is directed it. But it's probably coming out in 2025, so not this year, but
Nothing too exciting.
yeah.
Thank you for playing with us. That was our game. We had fun. Do you agree with us? Do you disagree with us? Visit us at ineedtosee.that pod@gmail.com. God damn it. I butchered it twice.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
You can
Long
email
legs
us.
fucked me up. I'm just thinking of long legs. Should I read it like long legs? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you agree with us? Do you disagree with us? Visit us at ineedtosee.that@gmail.com. Or go to our website. ineedtosee.that.com.
Is that Nicolas Cage's voice in the movie?
Spoiler alert, go see Longlegs.
And rate and review if you want to hear that voice again.
Hail Satan!
And if you got parenting advice for Ethan.
Yeah, let's give Ethan some advice. Ethan, just make sure your child is fed, burped, and sleeps. Other than that, they're fine. That's all you need to do. That's the secret of being a parent. Are they fed? Are they hydrated? Is their room too hot? Are they breathing? You're doing it. You really did it. That's what being a parent is all about.
Yeah. So we're so happy for you. Congratulations, Ethan.
Now get back to work. I don't even know what to say about Kinds of Kindness without spoiling. God damn it.